What's up, everybody? This is Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, where we talk about all the current happenings in the NBA, all the drama, all the trauma that us NBA fans go through. This podcast is brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. They're opening their 14th store here in the next couple of months, so congratulations to Big City Wings on that 14th opening, 14 locations. And then this podcast is also brought to you by Celebrity Mint. Go check all of their graded collectibles out at celebritymint.com. You can check the links in the description to go check out Celebrity Mint's products on our YouTube page at Apollo HOU. I am joined by the What We Learned Houston Rockets edition king, Josh Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Great, man. The Brooklyn Nets are in shambles right now. Finally, the league is starting to notice.
Yep.
As you know, the Rockets own 4 of their swaps, 2 of their picks. Really excited to see how that's going to turn out. Saw a great Celtics Thunder game yesterday. Wasn't nationally televised. I know it was a Tuesday, but we got to do something here. I mean,
they had 2 NBA TV games on, so that's like technically a broadcast and they chose not to put that one on.
No. If I can't get it on cable, like I don't have NBA TV on my package, so it's not a nationally broadcast game to me at all.
Broadcasted for you.
Yeah.
I've got YouTube TV. Shout out to YouTube TV.
Respect.
They have it. They have it on the sports package.
Nice,
so
nice.
I was able to just a little endeavor. You know, I miss
Kristaps
Porzingis.
Yeah,
I miss Kristaps Porzingis. We're gonna do something different this episode. So there hasn't been a whole lot of drama in the last few days. There hasn't been like tremendous games outside of that OKC Celtics game that we watched last night. But we're gonna talk about your Houston Rockets.
Let's do it.
Specifically, one person individually. Alperen Sengun. Baby Jokic, as the people are calling him.
Yes.
Bill Simmons says he's like the best player in the NBA.
I love him. I love him so much. There's so much that can happen with this guy.
Did he make up for the Jalen Green fiasco from last year with his Alperen Sengun favorite player in the NBA now?
A little bit.
Okay.
My favorite thing to come out over the past couple of days has been Gilbert Arenas calling Jalen Green a star, which
that was
who would have thought, right?
That was words that were said.
Yep, it was a take for sure.
So good. So what we're gonna do is a would you rather Alperen Sengun or ... question mark. So I'm gonna provide you with 20 different players, and you're gonna tell me would you rather have Alperen Sengun or the player that I give you.
All right, let's do it.
First off, we're just staying in the state of Texas. Victor Wembanyama. Would you rather have Alperen Sengun or Victor Wembanyama? And this is right now. You do a trade one for one.
Yeah.
One for one. Wemby is on your team. Alperen Sengun goes to San Antonio. Who are you taking?
I mean, sure. If we could go based on upside, sure, Victor Wembanyama. There's so much more of a risk though, and it's clear that Shingun is just miles ahead of a lot of the centers in the West. Even Sabonis had a terrible game the other night. Or was it last night? 11 turnovers, the triple double.
Yeah,
they're calling it. So not even close. Not even for his career, honestly, because there's just too much upside, too much downside. We know who Shingun is. We don't know who Wembanyama is. We'll leave it at that.
Okay. Go to North Texas. Kind of, not really. It's Oklahoma City. It's basically Texas. Chet Holmgren.
For his career, it would be close. I definitely would want someone who, with the height, Shingun can give you, a good body in the paint, offensively. I don't know about defensively just yet. Chet is seeming to kind of not clear him defensively, but at least at the moment for his experience, they are the same age. I recently just found that out, even though it's technically Chet's first year. So again, I mean, same thing with Wembanyama. I know it's Chet's first year. He has done a lot more than Wembanyama so far, especially on the defensive end. Seeing Gobert and Chet go against each other, that was sick as hell. I need more. I need more of that, man. That's good. But no, give me Alpi. Give me Alpi.
All right. I was just throwing 2 rookies at you right off the bat because I didn't know how you were going to answer those. I wasn't sure. You went. I think you went the opposite way of what I was thinking.
Okay.
Like I thought you were going to say the other way, but
no.
I was just curious. I mean, because there is a fandom involved with this.
You're
a Houston Rockets fan. You've experienced the LP. Just experience for the last how many years now? 3 years now?
3 years.
3 years. Yeah. So you love him
Yep.
dearly. You
Give
hold
me
him
Alpy.
close to your heart. So I just wanted to test your fandom out a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna jump over to the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum or
Oh.
Alperen Sengun.
Oh my God. No, I knew this was gonna get bad at some point. Um, I mean, you're looking at his. Okay, we talked about this a couple episodes ago. Tatum's efficiency this year has been a little off. We actually compared Luca.
Yep,
What was it? Luca's first half stats and
for 9
Tatum's
games and
full
then
game
Tatum's season.
stats.
Yeah,
I mean, he is what, year 6 now?
yeah, 2018 draft.
Yeah,
So
yeah, year 6,
yeah,
year 7. Um, I'm still not seeing the upside of taking him versus Shangun at this point. I don't want to sit here and give you 20 yeses because of course that's not fun.
it won't
But
happen.
I mean, for right now, I mean, yeah, I would love the extra points that he could give, and maybe a couple extra like perimeter defensive stops. But as for right now, give me Shangun.
All right, we're gonna stay with the Boston Celtics for 2 more players.
Okay.
It's a guy that was rumored to the Houston Rockets for quite a while, Jaylen Brown,
Yep.
when
Yep.
his $300 million price tag.
Yeah. $300 million with no left hand. This
Yep,
is
pretty good.
yeah, even less high on him than Tatum, of course. I mean, great. He's a guard. He can shoot better. Um, Still don't see the upside. Give me Shengun.
Looking back on this order, I should have done this opposite of what I'm giving it to you. This is what I
Okay.
wrote it down in, and I should have started with this guy, Kristaps Porzingis or Alperen Sengun, and then worked my way down to Jason Tatum. But here we are.
Okay.
This is
Okay. No, this is great.
live podcasting.
Yep.
No
Impromptu
edits.
live. This is live television, folks. Oh, speaking of, you saw the ESPN saga over the past 24 hours. They've been just a bunch of stuff has been happening. Smelling of shoes, live boobs on TV. A
Oh
lot of stuff
yeah.
involving college football that
Well,
has been outside of the game.
college
Yep.
football's different. It's built different,
Of course.
especially in NOLA. In New Orleans, things can get crazy at the Sugar Bowl from
Yep.
personal experience.
Yep.
So, yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, obviously you're taking Shingun.
Yeah.
Should have
Give me
went opposite.
Shengun. Yep.
Should have went opposite. Jalen Brunson or Alperen Sengun.
These are just two people you can't even really compare. It's
Correct.
great. I'll try just to humor ourselves and the listeners. I'd love to have a guard that, a left-handed guard that can shoot. Someone who shall not be named we've had a left-handed guard in the past that can shoot and, play iso ball the way, Brunson can, but it's not really, he doesn't really speak to me in the way Alperen Sengun would. Again, you can't really compare the two, but I think what he's doing in New York is great. It's clear he had that somewhat star power when he was going to leave Dallas. That's why he got so good of a deal. But again, I can't really compare the two. Give me Sengun.
This is a player that was brought up in trade rumors all season, last season, and was just shot down today by sources. They are not trading this player. Would you rather have Alperen Sengun or Mikal Bridges?
I mean, Mikal Bridges is great. He is the epitome of health. He hasn't missed a game in his career, has he? I think
he played 83 games last year in
Yeah,
an 82-game season.
he is Cal Ripken Jr.ing the NBA as we know it, and I think that's great for the sport. I would honestly, I'd rather take 55 games of a healthy Sengun versus 82 or 83 of a Mikal Bridges because the production is just there. I mean, again, like I said, the only real downside of Sengun right now is just defense in the post, which things take time. I mean, if you were and I did a little research before this, watching like year 2, year 3 Jokic highlights, he was getting bullied too. If you're not able to really bulk up, because it takes so much time to really bulk up the way you need to in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Jordan. He lost those years against the Pistons. Then he gained 20 pounds, 25 pounds in the offseason and was like, hey, if y'all are going to kill me, come kill me, on my terms.
Right.
So I think that, it's going to take a lot of time for Sengun to really develop, the bulkiness that he needs. But his offensive skill set is honestly top 3, top 5 in regards to, power forwards and centers in the NBA right now. And I don't think that's some crazy hot take. I mean, if you watch the games, you see how well he's playing.
Yeah.
Finished developing the 3-point shot. His free throws have gone up, I think, to 83% over the past 9 or 10 games in comparison to, I think, 65 in the first 25 games of the season. So I think it's great that he's able to, get these shots down. You saw the little post mid-range Dirk-esque stuff that he's been doing.
Yeah, and I
Awesome.
didn't appreciate like anything from our Summit State of Mind boys that
Yep.
they were tweeting, comparing him to Dirk, the better Dirk. Dirk Nowitzki won a championship by himself.
Yep.
Role players just everywhere. I mean, Tyson Chandler, Defensive Player of the Year, I get it, but like Jason Kidd was 90 years old and Jason Terry hit some shots. It was Dirk's team alone. I will not have any comparisons to Dirk
No.
until Shingun does something similar. You've got to score 30,000 points too. That's another factor there. Stop Summit boys, I'm looking at you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I love it.
All right. Would you rather have Bam Adebayo or Alperen Sengun?
See, this is good. These are people that I can legitimately compare to each other. Two separate sides of the coin. Bam is just one of those dogs that, I mean, of course, he'll probably never have like a consistent shot. But from what I've been seeing him on defense, he is on par with Gobert. At least from, I try to not watch many Miami Heat games strictly for the vibes and the vibes that I hate them. But when I do see Bam Adebayo play, whether it be highlights, anything, he is just dominant in almost everything that he does. I mean, his offense is kind of spotty, but he makes up for it on every other facet of the floor. I mean, he is a 5-10 level guy. Like there is levels to his game that is only comparable to maybe Rudy Gobert on defense. I mean, that's probably it, honestly.
So you taking Shingun?
So give me Shingun, yeah. That being said, give me Shingun.
Yeah, I thought the Bam one was interesting.
Yeah.
Because it offers you something that Shingun doesn't really offer you yet. It's
right.
Post defense, rebounding. Like he gives you all the things that Shingun can do on defense times a billion, really. Bam is incredible on defense, and that's something that Ime Udoka would love, I'm sure. He would just eat Bam Adebayo up. He would love him in the lineup. So that's why I thought that one was interesting. We'll stay with Miami Heat here. Alperen Sengun or Jimmy Butler?
When I think of this stuff, I want to go based on, okay, one of them is 21, one of them is 34, in regards to any of these comparisons. So I'm thinking of it more based on like a future career thing, even though, of course, the right idea and the right way to go about this is right now. Who would I want?
Yeah.
And give me Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. Sure.
Right. That's what I was thinking. You get
me
the dog.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
In the West, and he plays defense. He's good on offense. He'd be great for Ime Udoka's system. And that's the only reason I put him on here is because if you put him on that team, Houston's obviously skyrockets into the top 4 probably of the West.
Yeah.
Based on dog alone.
I mean,
nothing else.
Give me Butler April and on. Give me Shingun January to April. Well, okay. How about that?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I get that. This one, we've talked about it. The next few are going to be like this.
Okay.
They're all guards. So it's not going to be your 1-for-1 where you're losing your power forward center and you're getting a guard. LaMelo Ball, you get his career.
Man, LaMelo has had so much trouble staying healthy, and I feel so bad because he's almost like skinnier Chet Holmgren. Like he's 6'6" and a stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His legs are shot, and I feel bad for the Ball boys because every time it's always something. Lonzo Ball got cleared, at least to jog, move, something happened. So that's great.
We get to see him next year.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I think as long as Lonzo stays, that's a whole other thing. As long as he stays somewhat healthy, he'll be one of the better role players in the league. I'm thinking like J.R. Smith, Jordan Clarkson levels for the next 10 years, assuming. Anyway, Sengun now, sure. I think LaMelo Ball still has a crazy high ceiling that really hasn't been showcased because the Hornets are so bad. And I don't really know when the Hornets are going to get better. I mean, what is Brandon Miller's ceiling? What, Terry Rozier is 32, right? He can only,
like that,
yeah. He still gives you 35 minutes a game, and he's on a bad team, so he's going to give you more shots, more points. But there's not much like. Let's say you swap LaMelo Ball and Sengun. I don't think Sengun makes the Hornets that much better. I don't think that LaMelo Ball makes the Rockets that much better because they just wouldn't adapt to each other's systems very well. Give me Sengun. Give me Sengun here.
Yeah. We'll just group these next two because they're the same player and kind of. They're different, but they're the same.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving and Damian Lillard.
God, if we're talking primes, I come on, this isn't even a question. But I mean, Kyrie is just coming off one of the scariest looking heel contusions that I think I've ever
Yeah.
seen. His leg completely just bent back. Dame is not getting enough touches in Milwaukee. The streets are saying. And honestly, the first like 15 or so games, he just wasn't. It wasn't even just the touches; he wasn't getting his shot correct. I mean, at this very moment, give me Shengun. But I mean, if we're talking even just 2 or 3 years ago, I would take half of Damian Lillard, half of Kyrie Irving for a full Shengun at the time. But I mean, of course, right now it's hard to compare, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to move the goalpost on this next one.
Okay.
You're getting rookie year, 31 games of Zion Williamson, but you're getting the full 82 in playoffs. You get healthy rookie year, not overweight Zion Williamson.
Right.
Yeah. That's what Alperen Sengun are healthy 31 games rookie year, but you put him right now and he gets to play throughout the playoffs and no injuries are involved. Zion Williamson.
Okay. This is really good here. And I like being able to, you know, just look at it from a different perspective in a what if kind of scenario. If Zion just if he just stayed healthy, man. If he just stayed skinny or at least proportional.
In shape.
In shape, sure.
Shape.
We would be looking at this totally different. There were so many moments his rookie year where you saw the explosion. He was even developing a 3-point shot in those in the small sample size that he was playing. I mean, it's really a toss up, honestly. I mean, when I think of these questions, I can look at it more of here, especially now with this kind of question or with this kind of would you rather for like a season to season basis. You know what I mean? So honestly, it's tough, man. Give me Zion barely.
Yeah. I'm just saying, healthy Zion.
Healthy Zion.
The healthiest version of Zion, the most in shape version of Zion that we've seen on an NBA court. That's what you're getting for the rest of the season. Yeah. That would. I'm taking Zion in that situation.
Yeah, in a hypothetical world, yes, give it to me. Not in this world, though.
See, now you've got me all messed up with all these guards. So I'm just going to scrap some. I had Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Maxey, and Tyrese Halliburton written down as well.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you.
Are any of those going to be a conversation?
Yeah, we'll go with the 4. Out of the 4, I'll give you 1 or 2.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton. Give me Tyrese Halliburton over Shengun, respectfully, especially for his career. I mean, Tyrese's ceiling is stupid. I mean, the past 2 or 3 weeks, 20 points, 20 assists. That's accounting for 50 points, more than 50 points. That's half of your team. I mean, well, maybe not in this NBA, but 10 years ago, that'd be.
It's over a third.
Yeah,
it's like 40%.
Yeah, I think the efficiency, just the overall vibes that Tyrese Halliburton has brought to Indiana. Unmatched. So give me Tyrese Halliburton over Shengun. Maxey is one of those just I don't want to call him a shot chucker just yet because, again, it's not a big enough sample size. But I'm really that Christmas Day performance was bad. And then he torched my Rockets the next night. Yeah. Man, that was tough. But no, really. Tyrese Maxey's great. I think that, again, his ceiling is the roof. You know what I mean? But give me Alperen Sengun in that scenario. Same thing with Trae Young, but just barely. Trae Young is one of the, of course, better 3-point shooters in this league. Everybody knows this. But, the Hawks are just so mediocre at this point. Like they're 500 and 500 in their last 1,000 damn near. I saw somebody make this post a stat on TikTok. Maybe it was 600 and 600. But it was peak mediocrity. And great, like when I think of great scores on really bad teams, like we talked about earlier, Terry Rozier, Trae Young. I mean, these people can give you 30 any night, but if you put them under a real system like Ime Udoka, what are they going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, in De'Aaron Fox, Houston kid, we just talked about him a couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the only person out of those 4 that I would take, probably Halliburton, and I'll leave, and we'll probably just leave it at that. It's hard to really compare, like you said,
right.
But yeah, give me Shengun 3 out of 4 times there.
You were very quick on that Halliburton trigger.
Yeah,
very quick.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be a little bit of a
No,
conversation,
no,
but that was
no.
very quick.
I love Tyrese Halliburton. His shot
Proud
is
of you.
ugly as fuck, and he is just an awesome player.
I saw a tweet. It was during the in-season tournament, and it was like, man, I'm so glad that we got a new star. Oh, no, his shot's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, how can we not have a star that just has, like, a pretty jump shot?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Like, you could just riddle off all – like, even Luka's jump shot, you're like, I mean, it's slow as fuck, but
Yeah,
it looks cool.
exactly. It looks good.
Halliburton's looks the opposite of cool. Whatever the opposite of cool is, that's what Tyrese Halliburton's shot looks like, but he's a dog. He's a dog.
He makes it up for his passes. I think his passes look cooler than anything.
He's got flashy passes.
Yeah,
We got
definitely with it.
I don't think you're going to take him, but Devin Booker or Alperen Sengun.
Give me Shingun. I want this to be a discussion as much as I want it to be. It's not. Devin Booker is in hell currently. Assuming the Suns cannot figure this out, you put Devin Booker on 25 out of the 30 other teams, maybe he'll give you 30 a night and be healthy the whole season. But with how just overall just confused, the Suns have had just a confusing look this year. And I'm not saying it's not working, but it's not working. You know what I mean? It's not a failure yet. We don't have enough of a sample size like we mentioned a couple episodes ago.
Are we sure it's not?
But
that's a conversation for next podcast.
But yeah,
we'll talk about the Suns next podcast.
Yeah, we don't have much to compare these things to. The super teams that we've seen, and we've mentioned this, the super teams that we've seen before, the past like 4 or 5 years that haven't really worked out, they all start slow anyway. So we really can't have this conversation until April at least. And if they, end the season probably under 45 wins, then we can start to have a conversation. But if they get, a 6 seed and up, I mean, I think the season is, they scraped up a W, in my book, because I don't have much expectations for teams like that. The bench is weak. You have Grayson Allen shooting 20 shots a night. This isn't normal.
Love it.
Yeah. good hard-nosed white boy basketball.
Good for Grayson Allen, Duke boy. Through and through, the brotherhood. Would you rather have Alperen Sengun or Karl Anthony Towns?
Ooh, this is a good one. It's
kind of a 1-for-1. You're getting roughly the same thing coming back.
Yeah.
Just older.
Karl Anthony Towns has a shot, an established shot. And it's sad that I really feel this way, especially so early. I'm not even giving it like a second shot or a chance or anything. Give me Cat, man. Give me Cat here.
Wow.
I don't care that he's 27, 28, right? I mean, he's
in the prime.
He has a shot. He's going to give you 5 more years of prime. Give me Cat. I love the way he plays. And of course, you have that one visual of him backing down on Boogie Cousins, but people have done research and they said that he scored on that play. So I'm going to believe that, anything I see on the internet. So he scored on that play, he's
my one visual
that dog
is Karl Anthony Towns on the ground, on the hardwood in a headlock.
Yeah.
Against Joel Embiid. That's the one image I have of Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah. He's and of course like the voice switches, everything off the court. He's a dog, but not in a conventional way. I think the fact that he's developed such a great shot over the past 5-6 years, that really sets him apart from anything really Alperen Sengun can do at this moment. Mm-hmm. Again, disclaimer: Alperen Sengun, in my eyes, and a lot of us here at Apollo's eyes, I mean, he has the potential to be a top 3 center. I don't want to say all time yet. Top 10 center all time. Why not? But realistically, right. I'm being facetious. But realistically, he has the ability to be a top 3 center in the league. At any given moment from here on out. From next season on out. And we all here know that. And it's great to play these hypotheticals. But just remember, we love him here. And honestly, I mean, there's really isn't many other people I would genuinely take. Other than him right now. Jokic. I mean, sure, maybe at this moment I'd take Cat, but still, man, he has so much potential, so much upside. If Sengun develops a consistent 3-point shot, you're seeing 28, 32 points a game immediately as soon as that happens.
Yeah, and I've got one more player for you, but before we say that, I didn't want to give you like LeBron or just any superstar, Luka, Joel Embiid, Giannis. I didn't want to give you the top dogs.
Right.
This is why we're in the role player kind of second or third star era of these players. I didn't want to give you just like the guy,
Right.
I didn't want to do that to you. But I will give you a guy, the guy on his team, someone that you wanted to draft, I'm sure. Paolo Banchero or Alperen Sengun.
Man.
It's the
See,
last one.
I think more than anything, and we could have done this with 15 other young players who are under 22, 23, but Paolo just has it. I mean, he's not going to I don't think he's going to be a guy that's going to give you 30 points a game. I think he'll be close. I think he'll be, 24 to 27 territory.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of tools. He's, what is he, 6'9", 6'10"? He's
Yeah, I
huge.
think he's 9'6", plays
Yeah.
power forward, but he can be your small ball 5.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's nuts.
And nobody really calls him this. And of course, I'm not saying he plays like this person, but he does give off baby KD vibes sometimes. When he does have a handle and when I see him play, I kind of see it. I'm not saying that it's prominent. I'm not saying that he is going to be Kevin Durant, but I get the vibes from him. And I think that out of a lot of other, younger players that have been drafted, I mean, the only ones that I can think that are directly comparable or better than him at the moment, I don't even want to go back to LaMelo Ball. We'll talk about, Cade Cunningham. Scotty Barnes has untapped potential if he plays on a consistently good team. I mean, God, there's so many young players in this league that, can keep us talking for hours, but it's really a toss up for me. I mean, at this very moment, I'd take Sengun, but I wouldn't put it past Paulo Banchero to have a better career, possibly, than Alperen Sengun when all is said and done. But at this very moment, give me Sengun.
You said KD. I see LeBron James. And the way he scores, the way he's physical. Like, we don't have just big beings anymore.
Yeah.
We're getting into that. I think we're coming back to giant centers and centers kind of like, we're not talking Shaq, but big centers to deal with Joel Embiid and Jokic and all those players. But I think Paolo has a similar build, I guess, to LeBron. So where he can overpower people, and the way he just drives to the hoop, it's eerily similar. It's not the same because it's not crazy athletic, just something that we've never seen before. But like the way he does it is just, I don't know, get a little tingly LeBron vibes.
I see what you're saying. I think it's great for the league that, young guys can come in, and I people don't like NBA comps in the draft. Whenever I see someone like, I think somebody compared Tyrese Maxey to like Jamal Crawford, and I'm just like, sure, but why are we putting people in a box this early? But I think it does, when done right, they can completely change my perception of a lot of these players. And I think it does. And I think it does mostly a disservice. But if you, like I said, you look at it the right way, you can get a lot more information and a lot more, just overall vibes out of it than you could if you didn't receive any of that information. And the LeBron James one, I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
He moves with ferocity. He is. I mean, he'll give you 20 a night, and he can rebound very well. I mean, you're just seeing someone who can play at all levels of the floor, and just so happens to be 6'9", 6'10", and run fast as hell. It's perfect.
Yeah, Paolo's awesome. I love Paolo.
I
would love to have a Paolo on my team.
Right.
That'd be great. So yeah, that was. Would you rather have Alperen Sengun or ... question mark? So what I learned is that Alperen Sengun is like a top 7 player in the NBA today. That's what I got out of that.
Right. It'll be up there next year. It'll be up there for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
For sure. So moving on from that, we'll get outside of Rockets talk for all of you non-Rockets fans. Saw this on TikTok, and I can't remember who the creator was. It's a podcast. I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't like it. I didn't bookmark it. Stupid on me to bring this up on the podcast without doing that. But sorry to whoever did this. There's a guy that back in college, I think he wrote a paper that Oklahoma City Thunder draft too well. And it was 8 years ago when he wrote this, is what he said. So we're talking KD, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. They drafted all 3 MVPs within like a 4-year span.
Yeah.
When was KD's draft? 2006, 2007?
7, yeah.
And then you get, Russell in 2008, and then James Harden 2009. And they were the Supersonics when they drafted Westbrook and KD. But sentiment remains, are they too good at drafting? Because they also have drafted Chet Holmgren, the Jalen Williamses, Cason Wallace in recent years. And they've also drafted Reggie Jackson, Steven Adams, Josh Giddey, and they even drafted your boy Alperen Sengun. They traded him, but they got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in the trade, but acquired a bunch of draft picks, which now prove that they're too good at drafting, because now they
Yep.
run into all these predicaments because they got to pay players, they got to choose who to play or pay, they got to choose who to play. In James Harden's case, like, he was a starter but was on the bench and future MVP, Houston legend. Are they too good at drafting? Like, is this a problem that they have too many draft picks and they're also like the best at it?
Yeah, it's a great problem to have. I would much rather have this problem than not. But assuming a lot of these players stay healthy and stay on this roster, you're going to be seeing like Jalen Williams in a couple years, maybe getting like 3 years 40, 3 years 50, because they can't afford to really pay these guys. And assuming they all stay, which I mean, who knows? So much can happen in between now and then. Even let's say they win a ring this year or next year, that those teams tend to get blown up too sometimes. So, I mean, you never really know in this scenario, but I will say it's way too large of a sample size not to ignore. I mean, we've been looking at it for the past 10 years, really. I mean, ever since, really 15. Damn, 15 years, huh? Katie's been in the league 15, 16 years. Wow. This is a great problem to have. I think that, Presti has done a great job in regards to not just drafting, not just cultivating, but hitting every single time. And of course, you not everyone is going to be a hit, but I think their success rate is some of the best of the league. The question now is, if you get a first round guy, is he going to be your 10th, 11th man? Are you going to trade the picks? What are we going? Where do we go from here?
Because I don't know how many picks they have, but it's got to be like 21.
Yeah, it's a lot.
First round picks in the next 7 years. Like, so we're averaging a lot of picks every year. Just a lot of, like, 3 first round picks every year. It's not sustainable. I don't know what they do. Because, like, right now, if you're Oklahoma City, you're trading picks and getting whatever star you can get to go on this playoff run, because the vibes are immaculate. Chet, Shea, you got 2 superstars already. I mean, Chet being a superstar is kind of a stretch, but like, we can see it in the next year. Right. Like, he's been incredible out of the gate. I know it's his rookie year, second year, whatever.
Yeah.
Shea is the guy. Shea is an MVP caliber player. Go get a piece. Just go get one giant piece to plug in there that works with the system and doesn't mind living in Oklahoma City. That's a problem. Right. That's a problem. You're not getting free agents. So them hitting on draft picks repeatedly is important to their organization just because of their location. I don't know, man. They're just so good. KD, Russ, and James Harden. 3 straight drafts.
Man, and it's so sad because a lot of people look back at that James Harden Houston trade like, oh, the Thunder got fleeced. At the time, Kevin Martin was fucking great.
Oh yeah,
and y'all sleep on his shot, man. Him and Sean Marion have 2 of my favorite jumpers in the entire league's history. Kmart did so much for the city, but of course we got the better end of the deal. I think you're going to see situations where either someone from OKC is going to get tired of this shit, and whether it be not getting enough playing time, not being in the right location, etc., and someone's going to want out, or you're just going to see an overflow. You're going to see a 12-man roster, a 15-man roster of draft picks within the past 4 years. I mean, there's going to be no free agency signings other than re-signs. And maybe that's a great way to build a team. I mean, people might hate it, but look at the Astros. I mean, that was homegrown as homegrown can be. The Thunder can easily do that times 5. I mean, with the amount of stock that they have. I mean, of course, in the MLB, I don't think you can really trade draft picks, at least not that I've heard.
Not yet.
Which I think they need to change that up. I love the lottery
we've been
system.
Asking for it.
Yeah, that they've been implementing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, the Thunder are just they're too good for their own rights. I think that there's a lot that can go into the Thunder and their playoff runs, or in their potential playoff runs that they could have, over the next couple of years. But a lot's got to go right, but not too much has gone wrong, and I don't really see much going wrong. So, them being 23-9, I think they are right now.
Yeah,
all signs,
10 losses yet.
All signs point to 55 wins and a 3 seed. I mean, honestly.
And they just beat the Timberwolves and Celtics and one other team on this win streak that they're on. Yeah, they're beating the best teams, and I know it's January; it doesn't really matter yet. But being able to prove that you can beat the bigger teams when it isn't on national television, it should have been on national television. But yeah, they're just so good. And KD, Russ, and James Harden was wanting like $5 million more. It wasn't
know.
a lot.
I know.
It was like, all right, 5, we can do that. You weren't hitting the salary cap yet. I don't know how you do that trade. But yeah, they're just incredible at drafting, and every team needs to look at what they're doing. Like, who are their scouts? Who's the head scout? Who's running the draft room? Like, what do they do differently than everyone else? Because no one else does this. I mean, the Miami Heat, they'll draft a guy, and like Bam Adebayo, he's like the 14th pick in the first round. Like, he's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Jaime Jaquez, 22nd pick, really fucking good. So certain teams hit on players, but I don't think any other team has hit at the rate that Oklahoma City did, especially that 2007 to 2009.
Exactly. It's not even close. And I think that is the model. That is literally the model of what NBA teams should do in regards to prospecting, scouting, drafting, everything. It's unfortunate that it's taken them this long to get good. After KD, Russ left, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, people forget. Houston Rockets legend Carmelo Anthony. I saw someone got a Rockets Carmelo Anthony jersey for Christmas. I was so jealous.
I need a Melo jersey.
That's sick. I just need to know how many of those have gotten printed. I mean, it's probably 10,000.
I'm gonna go find a Melo Hawks jersey.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that.
45 minutes that he was on the team.
Yeah, right.
Before he got waived.
I remember that day. That was a fun day.
That was a good day. Someone posted it on Christmas Day. Like, look at this jersey I just got. And I'm sure it was an old photo someone ripped off of Google, but it was the Melo Hawks jersey. And I was just like, that was good.
That's fire.
That was solid. That was solid. Well,
love it.
Josh, we're going to talk some more basketball over the weekend for the next episode. But that was the Alperen Sengun Suckfest. Had to get it out.
Yep.
I had to let you do some Houston Rockets. I'd been taking over with Luka recently. I had to let you have your moment.
Thank you.
Talk about your boy, Alperen Sengun. He's good. He's really fucking good.
Yeah. He's fucking awesome. I love every minute of watching him. I wouldn't give him up for much, but just having him, seeing him in person is sick too. Just he slows the game down to his level. He is baby Jokic. I'm telling you, man. He develops a shot. It's over for y'all hoes. I'm telling you.
Don't worry, Luka will strap him up.
Yeah.
In that game, we'll just put him in the Luka chamber. It's gonna be great. Can't wait. Won't happen. But this has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings, Apollo's Wing Joint, Houston's Wing Joint, and these Celebrity Mint. Go check out celebritymint.com for awesome graded collectibles of Ric Flair, Mike Tyson, and more. That's celebritymint.com. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. It's been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.